Hi everyone, it's Stu here from 3B, and there's a lot of interest in what people make from YouTube, how many views and how much that equates to how much money you're gonna get, when am I gonna be a millionaire from making videos for YouTube, how many videos do you have to make to make your first £100, $100, and all those sorts of questions. The simple crux of YouTube is you only get what a advertiser is willing to bid on in terms of how much they're willing to pay AdSense, which is Google's platform for advertising, which then moves over to YouTube as well. There's a whole ton of factors that make a video more ad friendly to advertisers that make them want to advertise on that video, or specific videos relating to certain content. But we'll go over that in a moment. So in this video, I won't sort of labor the point, but you'll see my analytics. We'll talk about what it's taken me to reach you know, 1 million views and how much I made from that. Remember, my stats, my income, my everything on YouTube is particular to my channel. Yours would be different, maybe different, could be a lot more, could be a lot less, but I'll explain why that would be and things to look out for when you're creating sort of videos, things to consider, and yeah, so let's get to it. But just a word of warning, you will be seeing mostly my analytics and maybe my face from time to time, but we'll be just going through the analytics and talking through some things. So don't get too thrown by the fact that you're not going to see a moving face. You're just going to see my analytics. So let's get to it. So welcome to my analytics studio, Google Studio Beta, which I'm not keen on, by the way. I preferred the old one. And as you can see the entire analytics for my channel since it began. Let's go quickly through. So I began on the 23rd of April 2017. Today's the 12th of July. It only goes up to yesterday. But the key things to take away from this, as you can see, I earned just over £4,000. And I've got 6,900 subscribers, thereabouts, roughly 6,853 to be exact, and it's been watched 6.6 million minutes and a total of 2.6 million views in total. The first thing that I want to cover with this is, as you can see by these numbers here, that's when I was producing videos, and overall I've got around about 300 plus videos on my channel. So that's the first thing to consider. The second thing really to consider is the type of content that I produce within the sort of the genre that I produce within. I work mainly within sort of tech, so that would be sort of computers, TVs, sort of gadgetry, boys' toys types of things. And the videos I do don't tend to generally be well, not necessarily reviews, but I try to offer some sort of advice or opinion based on the use of that item that I've had over time. And I do videos. I was kind of nuts with videos at first. I would do a lot of them, and then I work within IT, so I would have to do some work, proper work, and that would take me away from the channel, and that happened a lot last year. And then I had some health issues which took me away from the channel and from work. So, you know, life gets in the way of trying to create an amazing channel sometimes. And not that my channel's amazing, but you know, it's very, very average. Yeah, so it's you have to understand that all those things drive revenue on your site. So it depends on the sort of content you're creating, how sticky your content is in terms of how long people are watching it. So that's engagement, how your subscriber levels in terms of, you know, are you losing, you know, they're so random how you not random, but it's very varied in terms of how YouTube uses this data to decide on whether it's going to show adverts. And the other thing to consider is not all your views will be classed as monetized. So not every time that an advert is shown on your video will you actually get paid for. Because the person may click off the ad, they may cancel the ad, they may not see all the ad, they may only see part of the ad. So there's a whole sort of algorithm there, and a thing that to consider on that front too. So there's a whole mishmash of information to take from that. So as you can see, you know, for a part-time project that I went a bit nuts with at first and then moved away from, and then I'm sort of getting back into again because I kind of missed it. You know, it's nothing to be, you know, sniffed at. $4,000. So let's break that down. So it's 2.6 million views, £4,000 roughly, isn't it? So for 1,000 views, that would get you around about £1.54, which is about $2.07. So for 1,000 views, doing the sorts of videos I do, you know, they're not super complex, they're quite sort of basic, they're done on my phone. You know, I don't go into sort of super heavy editing. And then 10,000 views, you would get £15.40, which is around about $20.70. And then we get more interesting when we go up to 100,000, which is £154. So for each 100,000 on average over this entire period, you know, if we're sort of averaging it out, as you can see, I'll explain about these peaks and troughs in a moment. But overall, on average, 1,000 views on my channel gets me £154. And then we get to the big one, 1 million views. If you get 1 million views, if I get 1 million views, that would work out around about £1,540, which is around about $2,070. So, you know, that's quite a lot of views for not an enormous amount of reward. And to get those views is a real struggle. Everyone that's creates channels, creates videos, understands and knows how difficult it's got, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to work to make videos profitable, to make YouTube worthwhile. And in terms of advice I would give is, you know, and this is very common advice, but basically do something you love doing, and you know, so it's not a real bind when you're doing videos. It doesn't necessarily feel like work when you're doing it. Also, don't expect to make a ton of money, and also, you know, you gotta before you can even monetize your videos, you've got to reach real levels now. I can't remember the exact levels, but it's gone crazy in terms of what new channel creators have to sort of reach before they can even begin to even think of monetizing. And there are other avenues, like I earn an extra little bit of money from Amazon because I use their links in some of the things. So I have an affiliate thing with Amazon, and that just gives me this is the thing, that just gives me enough to buy a Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray each month. That's how much money I make from Amazon. So that's what I get each month. I get a free 4K Blu-ray disc, you know, movie of Amazon a month, which isn't too bad, is it really? So I think that's the thing really to consider. It's, you know, just understand that, you know, it's just something that you're not going to become rich at unless you become, you know, you get in at a niche very early, and you manage somehow to build a following within that niche, and if you can do that, the more niche you are, the better you will do. The videos I do are not necessarily within a niche environment, so it's harder for me to sort of to hack out the ability to make a real niche for myself within a very broad sort of tech arena. And then just quickly, these peaks are where I did, where a couple of videos, a few videos went viral. I did some videos on Sophia the robot, which went viral. So you will, over time, you will just sort of get lucky, as it were, and create a video that will just, you know, for whatever reason, it'll be at the right time, at the, you know, and have the right content at the right time. And it'll create a spark with YouTube, and they'll push it more. People start watching it more, and it'll get, you know, sort of, it'll become viral in that regard. As you can see, my main viral video is Hanson Robotics Sophia is a fake. And as you can see, you know, it's also a good idea to have videos that are of use to people, that show people how to do something, or explain something. So when they're searching for it, they you know, it's something that people will refer back to over and over and over. So it's also a good idea to create videos that people will find interesting, that provide information, or how to, or, you know, something that people are looking at how someone else is doing it. And if that's something that you do, then that's sort of a good thing to start off with, is videos like that, how-to videos. So that's what you're going to get for 1 million views, is $2,070. Your stats will vary depending on what content you're creating and the quality of it, and, you know, all those other million factors. But as a general rule, it's around about $2,000 you will get in you know, over in sort of 2019 for 1 million views. I hope this has been interesting. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts if you have any questions. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that will either, you know, as ever with YouTube, it's full of you know, comment sections on the internet are that's a whole other discussion. But yeah, I'm sure there's people that have things to say about this, and enjoy.